इससे क्या है? चलो हो गया लाइव। Let me spotlight for it.
पर नेटवर्किंग का लास्ट है क्या?
क्या बोले? नेटवर्किंग का पॉसिबली टुडे। हाँ, नेटवर्किंग का तो लास्ट ही होगा आज।
ओके सर।
गुड मॉर्निंग सर।
एंड शायद फ्री क्लास का भी लास्ट ही होगा। Okay, good morning everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Hope you are good.
Good morning, sir.
Good
Yes or
morning,
no?
sir.
All good?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
आप कैसे हो सर?
बढ़िया बढ़िया। What is the port number for DNS?
53.
53.
What is the port number for HTTPS?
HTTPS 443 sir.
HTTPS. What is
443.
the port number for Kerberos? Kerberos?
38.
88.
88. Okay. What is the port number for POP3?
110.
110.
110. Great. Everybody should. I believe that you have gone through everybody. Very important.
सर कर्बरोस का यूज क्या होता है?
हाँ?
कर्बरोस का यूज क्या होता है?
Kerberos is a authentication protocol, right? Radius. Same Kerberos being for authentication, mostly Active Directory or some other application authentication. Kerberos protocol is being used.
Sir, like LDAP, sir.
हाँ, correct.
Okay.
Okay, mute your mic, please. Kindly mute your mic.
Card your device.
Okay, so last class we were discussing about the proxy, right? Proxy and VPN. Now you understand what is the difference between the proxy and VPN, right? What is proxy? What is VPN? VPN we used to, VPN create the private tunnel on the public network, right? If you want to connect securely, if let's say if I'm giving this public IP here and through public IP I want to connect it here, right? So if I'm giving public IP to this system, means this system will be publicly exposed to the internet, right? That means you can connect and anybody else also connect directly. Get it? So that is the reason we should not give the public IP here, because this system will be publicly exposed over the internet. And second thing, when you're connecting here, maybe there is a man in the middle, right? There is a man in middle who can, who can hijack your session, or who can see what communication is being happening from your system to another system in the in your network, right? So VPN create the private tunnel between your system as well as between the other system that you want to connect, right? So between two systems or between two networks, VPN create the private tunnel. So SSL VPN or site-to-site IPsec VPN, right? If one system you want to connect to the whole network, you can use SSL VPN. Or remote access this VPN. More people who are working from home, who are mobile users, means they are moving from one location to another location. This SSL VPN they can go for. in order to connect the two sites, two offices, right, two network securely over the public network, we can use the site-to-site VPN or IPsec VPN, right? In that case, both the location we have to deploy one VPN device, right, and they will connect together, and set of user from this place, set of user from this place can talk to each other, and virtually will be part of same network. Understand? So that is called a site-to-site VPN. However, you have another option to connect your two sites is through MPLS, means dedicated link, dedicated pipe. That's a separate pipe, not the internet. Separate pipe means separate bandwidth that you can buy, you can lease. That's what you call a dedicated lease line, right? That lease line you can buy from internet service provider to connect two offices. That is called as. Now, question was like last class that how people are using here VPN is different concept and people are understanding. Somebody has shared also, right, on the group comparison between the proxy and VPN. It is from this comparison from open VPN perspective. What people are using, downloading open VPN, free VPN, and accessing the browsing website, right? So as you understood on that scenario also, using VPN also people can access the anonymously those website, and using the proxy also they can use. That's the reason majority of people were thinking that proxy and VPN are both are same thing, right? But both are having entirely different concept. Get in mind how now we can access restricted website using the VPN, and how we can access the restricted website using the proxy. Let's understand that, right? The concept is entirely different, but we can achieve that using the proxy also, using the VPN also, right? Let's say his name is Kapil. His name is Kapil. He is from India, right? So he want to access some website. He want to access some website which are like some restricted website, which are based out in the US, which are based out in the US. Let's say this is the website. For example, कौन-कौन से site block है यहाँ पे? Let's say for torrent. Torrent is also blocked in India. Torrent is also blocked. You know that torrent is prohibited website in India. Torrent is prohibited, right? So he want to use torrent. Get in mind from India. Now, whenever he open the browser and access torrent.com, of course it will go through the ISP firewall, right? And the government already asked ISP to block the website, right? So once he access, it will be blocked by the ISP, and he got the saying that page cannot display, or the website is not reachable, something like that. Means he cannot access. Yes or no? Now he want to access the torrent, right? What is the other solution? So he can download a VPN client, VPN, free VPN. Let's say he has downloaded Tomato VPN. बहुत सारे Tomato VPN, Express VPN, Melon VPN. There are various VPN, free VPN available on the internet, and some paid also. Express VPN is paid for SEO, for digital marketing. We are using Express VPN. That is paid version. These are also paid and free both, without ad free, paid, with ad free for limited time, right? Tomato की spelling क्या होता है? TA. Tomato VPN. अब Tomato VPN का सर्वर जो है, you know what? Now once you install Tomato VPN, right? It will give the option which country you want to connect. Get in mind which country you want to connect. It will have US, UK, Canada, Australia, and again in US also which city you want to connect. They may have VPN server in multiple city also. Get in mind. Let's say the VPN that you have installed has multiple VPN server. Get in mind what I'm saying? They have VPN. For example, let's say for example you have selected US, right? US somewhere they have. Let's say it's a US network. Okay, your US internet network. US somewhere they will have the VPN server. Tomato VPN server they have somewhere in US, right? So once he will install the Tomato VPN, right? Generally free VPN authentication is not required. It's free for everyone. The username and password is not required. Get it? So once this guy install the VPN, this Tomato VPN and all is available on mobile also, mostly in mobile, and desktop version also available. But again, mobile is a digital device, like computer only, right? So you open the Tomato VPN and click on connect, right? By default, the application you have to download from Tomato only, right? Tomato application only you install. So Tomato VPN server IP address, let's say IP address is 199.0.5.100. This is a Tomato VPN IP address, and port number is, let's say, 4433, for example. Get it? For example. So you need not to configure, because this is Tomato VPN. People who are using, majority of people non-technical, right? Anybody can use it. It will not happen that, okay, if you install Tomato application, then configure the IP address port number is a technical thing, right? So what will happen is, once you install Tomato VPN, and the VPN client itself, IP address port number is already configured. Just you have to do it. You have to click on connect. Click on connect. Once you click on connect, right? One secure tunnel will be created. VPN tunnel. Get what I'm saying? One secure VPN tunnel will be created from here to here. Get what I'm saying? So now you are connected to the Tomato VPN server. Now you are no more the part of this IP. This is whatever IP you got from here, right? Now you will get the IP address of Tomato VPN server. IP address means US location IP address. Get it? Now your IP address means you are virtually shifted from India to US. Yes or no? Because the IP address that you got, it belongs to US only. This Tomato VPN server. Yes or no? You virtually shifted from here to here. Now whatever communication, let's say you access Facebook.com. Yeah, request go from here to here, then here to here, then here. Then through Tomato VPN internet, it will go here. Get it? Not directly through your internet, because your ISP will not understand, because you create secure tunnel, right? So now your ISP will not understand what communication is happening, because it's happening through private tunnel. Yes or no? And virtually you are shifted from here to here. ISP will understand, okay, some communication is happening, but what website you are accessing, what you are communicating, they will not come to. In that case, you access any website, it will go from here to here, and this IP will go to the internet, not your IP. Once you access the torrent.com, you are here, you shifted here. This IP you got, the internet exit will be this for you. Get it? So now torrent access, you access torrent, your request will go from here to here, and using this IP you go to torrent, and US IPs are allowed to access the torrent. Yes or no? Your IP, this IP is not going to torrent, this IP is going to torrent, and your IPs will not come to that you are accessing torrent.com or what website you are accessing. Yes or no? Get it? So in this case, your system will get the US IP address, and whatever website are allowed in the US will be able to access. Some US government website or any website which are restricted even outside US, still you will be able to access, right? So let's say some website is locally for Canada, right? So you want to access those websites, but those websites are not accessible outside Canada, right? Then this free VPN have multiple servers. They have another one VPN server in Canada. Once you select location Canada, you'll be able to connect to the Canada location VPN server. You'll get Canadian IP, right? So when you access anything, the website will think that the connection is from Canada only, and you'll be able to access those websites. So this is misuse, you can say that, because this use of VPN is not for securing your communication, but this is to allow unrestricted website, right? So virtually you can shift your IP to the particular location IP. Can you mind? Yes or no? So that is how you are able to access restricted website from anywhere using the VPN. Let's say, in UAE, Middle East, this one WhatsApp calling, this VoIP, voice over internet protocol, is not allowed, is prohibited, right? So whenever you call, click on WhatsApp call option is there. Once you call, ISP will block it. ISP will block it, right? So you'll not be able to make a call, right? So now you install such VPN. You install such VPN and connect to the VPN, and show your location other than Middle East. Select the US location, select the India location, right? And India location IP is allowed, then you'll make the call. People are calling me, pinging me when we will have to talk over phone. WhatsApp call, they're saying that WhatsApp is not allowed. Now they have to connect to the VPN first, and then they can make a call. Yes or no? Understand? So that is how people are using. Similarly, VPN is very useful when you do in the digital marketing SEO, search engine optimization. In SEO digital marketing, we call it SEO. So if you want to know that, if I want to know whenever US people are searching cybersecurity training in US, cybersecurity training or SOC training, whether my website is coming on search or not, how will I come to know? Because I'm accessing from India IP. You know, right? Generally, whenever you search on the internet will show you the nearest result. Yes or no? If I'm from India, right? If I'm searching cybersecurity training online or cybersecurity training, it will not show you the Pakistani website. It will not show you the US or UK or Canadian website. It will show you the Indian website, right? Because your IP location is India, right? Google track these results from two things. One is Google location, means your location, your device location, and second thing, IP location. Google track these results and show the result based on two things. Whenever you see, scroll down to the Google, you see your location. Yes or no? Means Google track your location also, and Google track your IP location. So whenever you search, the result will be displayed based on the IP location as well as based on the geolocation. Yes or no? Whenever you enable the Google, it asks you to enable the location. Understand? So, so I want to know whenever, because I'm in India, right? I cannot go to the US and search whether my website is searchable or not, showing the result or not. Yes or no? I know that whenever I'm searching, my website is coming on the first page, but I want to see. So what I can do now, I want to see in the US people when I access cybersecurity training. So whether our website is coming on the search or not on the first page or whatever, which page it is coming to. How can I check that? You're getting my question, what I'm saying?
Search engine option should be enabled.
Simple question, right?
You can connect to the US location VPN, then you can do the
right.
Google search.
So you know what happens? The answer is correct that I want to search on the US, right? So I have to be in US, then only I'll get a US IP, right? I have to travel from India to US, but that is not the right way. Get in mind? Instead of that, I can connect to the US VPN server. So I'll get the US IP here. And when I search, Google understand the IP belongs to US only. Yes or no? But still, I will not get the US location search. Still, when even I connected to the VPN, right? US location VPN, still when I search, Google shows my Indian result only. Why it is so? Because your device location is India, right? Then how we can do that? How we can show that we are in US? If even you try to configure manually also, right? Automatically you configure your location only. So we have to we have to fool Google. We have to fool Google. We have to make Google fool. Get in mind? So what will happen is there are some applications coming in, like fake location application. In the mobile, you can download fake location. Fake location. Fake location means we have to make Google fool, saying that no, we are not in this location, we are in different location, right? So there is an option automatic tracking you have to disable on mobile, right? And then you can install this fake location application. There are applications coming, many applications are coming in. So then the whole map will show, and then you can select any location. So you want to search for US, right? You install that application and select the location manually as US. Particular city also you can select. Because whenever I start cybersecurity training whenever I am Bangalore, I get different result. When I am there in Mumbai, I get different result, right? So I want to target particular location. So I have to show you, let's say I'm in US, I'm New York, right? So my device location I'll show you as New York. Get it? Even the VPN server also you have multiples. You want to show the IP at a particular city also, that is also option. In US, which location VPN you want to connect, right? So that is also there. Everyone? So I have to fake Google, full Google with different location. That is how you can, people are doing the SEO and checking the search result. Get it? So that is about a VPN. You understand, right? How you can access the restricted website using the VPN.
सर ये तो इलीगल हो गया सर.
But
फेक लोकेशन तो इलीगल हो गया फिर तो सर.
फेक लोकेशन इलीगल ऐसा इलीगल तो नहीं, उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. मतलब ये गूगल को फिन कर रहे हैं तो इलीगल मतलब हाँ इस यू कैन से इट्स अगेंस्ट गूगल पॉलिसी, not against government policy, but it's against Google policy, you can say. But again, these applications
क्राइम करेगा अपना, कोई क्राइम करता है सर, उसके बाद लोकेशन तो चेंज कर देगा ना सर, वो फिर प्रॉब्लम है पुलिस को ट्रेस करना.
Of course, depends, right? There are many things. लोग कोई ना कोई तरीका निकाल ही लेते हैं. So there are many things to do that. So that is again one thing that people are even using for their business purpose also, such things, right? Because they have to market themselves, right? Not a small company, big companies are using, big companies are using this. Not the application name is fake location. There are many paid tools are also coming. Many paid tools are also coming which are faking the location. Get it mind? So many companies are targeting, right? Company who are having offices in India, they want to target Canada location, US location, right? Australia, US, UK. So how they can do that, right? They have to go with this way only. Otherwise, they have to move physically. They have to travel from India to US, India to Canada, India to Australia. Get your mind? So that is one way how people can access restricted website using a VPN, right? Now, how you can access using proxy? Let's understand that. Here, the work of VPN, like for you, it is same only.
Sir, what is the port number of VPN, sir?
Any port number you can configure. It's not fixed. By default, like Fortinet VPN we have, right? By default, it comes with the port number 443, right? But you can customize any port number you can configure. There is no as such fixed port number. Okay. Now let's say this is the US network, right? You want to access your US website, which are restricted in India, right? So they will have proxy server. In the US, you have a proxy server. In US, you have a proxy server, right? You install a proxy app here again. Proxy app you install and you configure. Like actually, proxy app once you install, it will be configured proxy server IP address and port number. Get it? So you understand proxy means somebody else will handle on behalf of you. Get it? So once you access, let's say facebook.com, right? Your header will go. So your system has been configured proxy IP, right? So once you access the facebook.com, you understand, right? You understand that facebook.com computer do not communicate based on the domain name. They communicate based on the IP address, right? You access facebook.com, but destination in the packet, destination IP is your proxy IP, not the Facebook IP. Get it? In that case, ISP will not understand what website you are accessing. Get it? Because in the header, destination IP is proxy IP. Get it? So now once it will go to the proxy, proxy will initiate a new connection on behalf of you. Then it will go to the internet, right? So once you access, let's say torrent.com. In the torrent.com, your IP will not go to the internet. Instead, proxy IP will go to the internet. Because whenever you want to access the facebook.com, your connection will go to the proxy. The destination IP of your packet header will be the proxy IP, not the torrent IP, right? So when ISP will check, okay, destination IP is this IP, right? And this proxy IP is not blocked on ISP. It's allowed, right? So ISP will allow the connection. Once on behalf of you, proxy will initiate a new connection and go to the torrent, right? Now to torrent, your IP is not going to torrent. Instead, proxy IP is going to torrent. Get it? And proxy may have multiple IPs, pool of IPs. Right now, you're accessing torrent.com, one IP of proxy is going to the internet. After 5 minutes, you have another website, maybe some different IP will go to the internet. Random IP. Proxy, you can configure a pool of IPs. These free proxies has been configured pool of IP. Any random IP goes to the internet. And this proxy, any attacker also can misuse. VPN and proxy are being misused by attackers, bad people, to hide their identity. Right? Let's say I want to launch some attack. I want to launch some attack to, let's say, Saudi Arabia. Right? I'm sitting in India. Right? I want to launch some attack. Some attack I want to launch. I am behind the proxy. Get it? I am launching from here, but my IP is not going to the Saudi Arabia company. Instead, proxy IP is going. Get it? Saudi Arabia company will think that this connection comes from this particular proxy, this particular country, not from here, right? Because your IP will never be revealed on the internet. You are behind the proxy. Get it? So yeah, you are safe here. You are safe. Even though when you are using VPN also, right? When you are using VPN also, your IP is not going to the internet. Instead, VPN service provider IP is going to the internet. So once I had given the VPN access to you guys in previous batches, right? And when I had not enabled the split tunneling, what was happening is you connect to a VPN, and whatever access you go to the internet, my IP will go to the internet, not yours. So we used to give the access to the, we have the people across the globe, right? We have location, US, UK, Saudi Arabia. So if they will do anything, for example, you never know, right? What is going on in their mind, right? So that means your IP will go to the, because and you are the owner of that particular IP, right? So you will fall in a trap. Get it, mind? So whenever such attacks are happening, right? Attacker never use their own system, their own identity, never reveals their identity. They are using such tools, VPN, proxies, or some compromised computers. Get it, mind? In that case, if let's say you are somebody is somebody is sitting in India, and for example, target in India only, but they are not revealing IP because they are connected to VPN or proxy and then targeting back. When attack is coming, we think that attack is coming from US. For example, generally Indian people are not targeting India, same country, because in same country you have government is all the control, most of the controls, right? Generally attacks are coming from outside. Outsider people will attack, right? That's the reason. So you understand that tracking. This person is attacking some other company, right? Going through proxy or going through VPN. When your proxy or VPN IP will go to this company, it is difficult to track. It won't be difficult to track if this proxy company or VPN company, because when you connect to the VPN, right, and go target this company, this VPN or proxy device record the activity from where the connection has came, from which IP, which country, and where it is trying to connect, where it is connecting or attacking, whatever it is doing, right? This company has all detail. Get in mind? But these guys are not helping. Get in mind? These guys are not helping. Whenever, let's say, India attacked by some other countries, right? And VPN IP came. When government asks to give the details, they are not going to give the detail. Get in mind? Because this is out of our control. Because these VPN and these proxy servers are installed out of India, right? Not the same company, always different location VPN they are using. Yes or no? So these are the out of the control of the government. That's the reason government asks now this VPN and proxy service provider that if you want to run your business in India, you have to do the KYC. And means you have to reveal the customer detail. You have to reveal the customer detail, right, to us. You have to give every information. Then only you can provide your business in India. Otherwise, you go. We are not care about you. Either you have to give all the detail. You have to ensure that who are connected, what you're doing. You have to send the report to the government. Then only will allow to run your business in India. Otherwise, we cannot, tolerate this activity, because using the VPN, using the proxy, people are doing some unauthorized activities. Yes or no? So you have to share all the details. Then only we will allow your business to run in India. Get in mind? Otherwise, people connect anonymously, right? Because their identity is not being reviewed. Yes or no? So who is actually the behind the proxy, behind the VPN? We do not know that until unless this company share the report. And these guys are not helping out because again, these are from other countries, right? Yes or no? So that is the reason. So that is how we can access free website using the proxy and VPN. Both are having different concept, entirely different concept, but both can, hide your IP identity, as well as can give the access of unrestricted website. Get your point? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In VPN, how we can configure? In VPN also we can configure. But how Proxy is not that way, the different way. But VPN also we can configure multiple IPs. But in proxy, mostly every time you can configure the full range of IP in the proxy, and randomly any IP it can use. Okay, so that is about what is the difference between the proxy and VPN. But actually, VPN that you use in company for different purpose. So VPN is to create the private tunnel, right? To give the connectivity from your home network to your company network generally, right? Or connect to network securely, right? This is a kind of misuse of VPN feature, a proxy feature.
Sir, I have a question on proxy in a corporate network. So if computer A is accessing Facebook.com example, it will go through proxy, right?
Right.
So the proxy will assign another IP address, or it will assign its
proxy
own IP address.
Right.
But somehow it is going through router, but already we have a public IP. So however, as a source IP, we will be having only public IP, no sir. Then in what way this proxy IP is helping us?
So proxy IP will be public IP. We have to configure public IP in the proxy.
Okay.
Yes. Proxy will have public IP, not let it go to the internet, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So now you understand using the, like we were in the proxy, right? Last time. Then I had given some explanation about the VPN as well. So we understand that web-based attack, right? The malware which are coming through website being downloaded through web applications, right? And so we can safeguard our network if we have the proxy content filtering device, so that because malicious websites are by default blocked. So using a proxy vendor does the research and check it out which all websites are being used for malicious purpose, means are hosting the malwares or any malicious code. Those will be by default blocks based on the category, right? As soon as any website comes in the internet, proxy vendor will review the website and will add on the specific category, right? Proxy we also use to regulate the internet access, means what people, what type of people, what people are having, what kind of role they are having. Based on the role, we can give the internet access to the people so that they cannot misuse the internet. Yes or no? Based on job role only, they will have the internet access. That is also means internet regulation also we do using the. And as a proxy means someone else is handling on behalf of you. Right? So proxy IP is going to the internet on behalf of user, right? So now we have safeguard our network based on the email. If any coming through email, we have email gateway. Any coming through website, we have a proxy. Any through USB, we already blocked the USB, right? Because if you are going through such security controls, right, you should ensure that you have all the security controls. It's not have that email gateway or tracking email, but you don't have proxy and anybody can upload anything, download anything, and can send the data through Google Drive. Yes or no? If you feel that your data is critical, then you have to ensure that you should not have the weak holes, loopholes, right? Where people can take the advantage and still they can continue their activities. Now the question is, there might be possible that sometime proxy may fail. Some new website may have come, attacker may have launched new website where they are hosting the malware, and resulting a proxy vendor may not have gone through, has not categorized the website. Any website which are not categorized yet by the proxy vendor, right? By default, everybody will be able to access. Understand? Let's mute your mic, please. So what I was telling is any website, you understand, right? Whenever you access any website, it will go to the proxy. Proxy will check that website that you access belongs to which category, social media, live streaming, mailing, and whether you will have access to that particular category or not. If you have access, it will allow you. But there might be possible that some new website has been launched and proxy vendor has not reviewed yet, means that website is not categorized. That belongs to uncategorized category, right? So anybody, accessing any website which are not categorized yet, by default will be allowed to everyone, right? Proxy vendor has to allow, because there might be possible that some website they not have reviewed, but those are also belongs to business website, and if they will log, the business will be blocked. Get in mind? So any uncategorized website will be blocked, will be allowed. There might be possible that attackers are very smart, right? They always find out new ways to get in the network. Who is this guy? He's asking question or speaking to someone else? Guys who are not muting, who are speaking without mute, I'll have to remove you from the meeting, please. Means you are not listening also, and you are not disturbing other people also. That means if you're not muting, that means you're not listening, right? So क्या बोल रहा था मैं? What is that? Uncategorized website, right? So uncategorized. So I was telling that attackers were very smart, right? They always find out new ways to get into the network, to penetrate the network. So maybe they have launched new website, right? And proxy vendor might not have categorized those websites. Yes, resulting no, the website will be accessible. Maybe something will be downloaded, or maybe you might be end up entering some critical information on those web pages, right? So still, even though we have a proxy.
Sir, can we use a use case in SIEM based on proxy server?
Kindly make sure that once I stop talking, right, then only you ask the question, not interrupt in between. When I'm in the flow, do not interrupt. Once I take a pause, then you can ask the question. Otherwise, I'll be diverted from the topic. I may not, I have to recall what I was discussing. Once I take a pause, then you can ask your question. Okay. So I was telling that attackers are very smart, right? So in that case, there might be possible that a new website is created, proxy vendor has not reviewed it, resulting it is accessible for anyone. So still we are prone to be compromised. You cannot say that you have having proxy, all website will be blocked. Yes or no? There might be possible new website came and where malware is hosted, and your user ended up accessing those website and ended up downloading the malware. Yes or no? It might be possible that will come. And for email also, there might be possible that the attacker may have new IP, new email ID, newly created, right? Attacker never use those email ID for sending phishing email, malware emails, right? IP address is also new. Then firewall will be fail to detect, because IP address is not blacklisted. Even email gateway may not be able to identify whether particular email ID is blacklisted or not, because it's not been blacklisted. New website, new domain. So no, resulting successful delivery will happen, right? Resulting successful malware delivered, maybe through email also, maybe through website also, right? So having these website does not give having this security tool does not give the 100% security. Yes or no? 100% security is not achievable, because nothing is ideal, right? Nothing is ideal. Nothing is others. Get in mind? So means still you are prone. You cannot say that. You can never say that your company is secure, your network is secure. So let's say, for example, so now, even though you have the proxy, you have firewall, right? Still, you have email gateway, all the devices. It's still impossible that you access the website and you download a malware and system will get infected, right? So we have to, in that case, because we always believe in multi-layer security control, right? If particular device gets failed to detect, we should have another device to detect further, to maybe this device fail, maybe this device can take the action, can detect it. So here now means malware is already reached to the host. These devices are network security devices, means securing the network, basically the data on the network itself, right? ये मोबाइल नहीं, do not use mobile. तो ये मोबाइल कहाँ दिख रहा है? सामने देखो, दिख रहे हो? अच्छा, I thought you are using mobile. Okay, anyways, so these are the network security devices, right? Because securing on the network, right? But now malware is already reached the host, right? So we need some devices which can do the host level of security. It's an endpoint, right? Endpoint security. Get it, right? So in that case, we have one device that is called antivirus. We also call it endpoint security device antivirus. Get it, right? So now we'll be talking about the antivirus, means already reached to the end device. How we can still detect and protect our, because here we have devices, network devices to secure the endpoint only, but the attacker already crossed these devices, right, and reached the endpoint. Now here also we have some devices which can track and we can detect the malware here in case it is reached to the endpoint. Okay, so the devices which will control and detect this kind of malware on the endpoint we call as antivirus, endpoint security solution, or antivirus. Okay, you guys, someone was asking the question regarding proxy. You can ask your question now.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. As you stated, when using a uncategorized website, the proxy allows by default. So can we create a use case in SIEM?
Yes, that is the most important use case based on proxy, right? So that won't be always critical, but you can do the low severity incident. In case anybody access any uncategorized website, we should get an alert, right? Because any uncategorized website may be a malicious website also, phishing website also. So whenever proxy record the logs, right, it record the category of the website also, right? So whenever you see in the proxy log category is uncategorized, you can configure an alert that we call as correlation rule in SIEM, right? So that anybody access any website which is uncategorized will get an alert. So SIEM part I have not discussed yet. That's the reason I'm not explaining anything with regards to SIEM. Since you asked the question, that's the reason I'm responding to your question. Okay. Some people, other people will not understand. That's not a problem. Okay, we'll understand from ABCD. Yes.
Sir,
yes, go ahead.
Using proxy, we get public IP. So, sir, if we have configured netting on the router, so, sir, how that can be achieved? Because directly.
It depends now.
Public
It depends
IP goes
now.
to the router.
No, it depends on. You can bypass the router in that case. You can directly. You can see. You have multiple options. Might be you can you can go through this proxy you have, right? So any traffic going to proxy can directly go to the internet. Netting will not happen in that case. Netting you have to define, right? What netting you have to perform means which IP has to be net, right? So this IP netting you will not configure on the router. Get in mind? So in this public IP, it will connect to this public IP and then go to the internet. It will just give the route. It is not something that if you do the route, netting on the router, so it will be configured. Everything is netting. You have to define which set of IP you want to net with which IP. Get it? In this case, if you do not configure the proxy IP, do not do the netting directly. It can go from here to router and go to the internet, and this IP will go to the source IP. Get it? While for other communication might be you can do the netting. Get it? It depends. Any traffic going through the IP address, then you need to do netting, because here kind of netting only. Here the proxy was doing it's kind of netting only because it's mapping your IP with the public IP. In that case, netting is not required to do on the proxy and the router. Get it? In case you don't have proxy directly, you want to extend the internet, then you have to perform the netting on the router.
You explained very well, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, guys. So,
sir, one more question, sir. Sir, you said we can configure a public IP to the proxy.
Right.
So also in previous class you said that the proxy will not take back the opposite connections, right?
So your voice was breaking.
It will actually the proxy will not receive the opposite connection. The attacker tries to
right means
use the IP, it will block.
Correct, right. So
in that case, if you are using this public IP, so we will receive incoming traffic in the public IP.
So incoming traffic will come on the proxy, right? But proxy will deny. Proxy will deny the connection. Incoming traffic may come. Maybe attacker can check your IP from which the connection is going to. He may try to target your source IP, right? But proxy has the feature, it will always deny the incoming traffic. Okay, got it?
But if you are accessing a legitimate website, so surely we should receive some input from outside also. No,
legitimate means, see, whenever you access the website, right, let me tell you that whenever you access any website, right, that is one connection going, and once you get the response with the same session ID, right, it's a reverse connection, not a fresh connection.
Okay.
It's a reverse connection, the same session ID.
Okay.
Reverse connect definitely, otherwise proxy use किया भाई फालतू हो जाएगा फिर. Whenever you raise a connection, new request, it will go to the website and will get the response from the website. That it will accept because it's coming from the same session ID, right? But if somebody initiates the connection from outside, fresh connection, right, incoming, that time proxy will block it. Okay.
Thank you. Yes.
What is that correlation?
Correlation will be talk about on the SIM, not now. Correlation happen on the SIM tool.
Okay.
Every system means generally we have to configure, we have to define which traffic should go to the proxy, right? So generally the traffic which are web traffic like website, port number 80 and 403, will configure your browser that these traffic should go to the proxy. Not every, you cannot see the every. Generally, usually people are configuring only web traffic to go through the proxy. Get in mind? Any apart from not only just web, normal traffic also you can allow through proxy if you want, right? However, majority of the time your web traffic only. Most important work is through web work. Your website work means HTTP and HTTPS traffic will go through the proxy. Okay, got it? Let's talk about the antivirus, right? Now malware is already came to your host, right? Means your proxy failed, your email gateway failed maybe, right? And malware already reached to your host. Now you may click, you got an email, look like legitimate, you end up opening the attachment. Now malware get installed in the system, may create a backdoor, may create multiple things. You know what malware can do, right? I hope you watched the video already. So in that case, you can say that even we have the proxy, we have the firewall, we have the email gateway. Still, we cannot say that we are secure, right? So in that case, we have to deploy one more layer of security control that is called as endpoint security or antivirus. Endpoint security, because these desktop laptops are servers are endpoint, which are connected at the end of the network. Yes or no? This is called as endpoint. So endpoint security means your desktop laptop server security is called as endpoint security or antivirus. So there are multiple vendors which are providing antivirus services. Some of the famous one are, what are the antivirus you know?
Kaspersky,
McAfee, Kaspersky, CrowdStrike,
Bitdefender.
And और कौन से हैं?
Symantec,
Norton और AVG,
Quickheal,
AVG के नाम से ये फेमस है. फ्री एंटीवायरस अवस्था.
Trend Micro,
McAfee, Symantec. These are some of the famous antivirus from enterprise perspective, like Trend Micro, McAfee, and this one. So Symantec, Trend Micro, and McAfee. These are the famous vendor from enterprise perspective, from corporate perspective. भैया म्यूट कर दिया करो यार माइक. So these are the famous vendor apart from that, you have 𝐬𝐧𝐬, you have OS, Norton, बहुत सारे नाम आपने बता दिए. You have told me so many names, right? But these like Trend Micro, McAfee, and Symantec, these are some of the famous vendor, which you see in every second enterprise. You will see this, one of these three antiviruses. 𝐓𝐫𝐚𝐢𝐧𝐢𝐧𝐠 is good for home users, individual users. 𝐓𝐫𝐚𝐢𝐧𝐢𝐴, full security. TV में advertise भी आता था इसका. In TV you see the advertise also. 𝐓𝐶 for home security. So now how antivirus is going to secure your endpoint? We call as antivirus, we call it endpoint security, right? Which secure the endpoint, right? So what happens is now we have to install the antivirus client. It's an agent. Antivirus agent means client, right? Which has to be installed on each and every system, either system, laptop, desktop, server. You have to install on each and every endpoint. Get it? So what happens is antivirus again work on two things. One is based on signature and based on the behavior of the files. अभी तो बहुत सारे other mechanism, latest mechanism भी आ गए हैं, but I'm explaining you the basics of antivirus, right? Now there are latest technologies which came in, which are coming in antivirus, but I'm talking about the base standard antivirus, right? I'm talking about the standard antivirus. Standard antivirus work based on the signature. Again, the ACL access control list, which we call as signature here, and where signature will be updated, and there is behavior of the file. Get it? Based on two things, signature and behavior, the antivirus will capture whether detect whether particular file is malicious or not, right? So when you have antivirus installed, right? So let's say you bought the antivirus from Symantec vendor, right? So these antivirus will be taking the signature from where? From the
database.
Symantec cloud vendor, right? They will take the signature, right? So, and based on the behavior also, various technologies are being used to identify the behavior of the file, right? So now in what cases, how the antivirus will come to know, in what case it check whether, which scenario it will check whether particular file is malicious or not. Let me explain you. First, there are two types. So antivirus does the scanning. Antivirus does the scanning to check whether file is malicious or not, based on the signature, based on the behavior. It will scan the file, right? Now, in what scenario it will scan, right? Let's say, Tinu has just downloaded a file from the internet, or he got an email. He just downloaded one file on the internet, kept in the desktop, right? Now it's a new file that he has just downloaded, right? Now we have Symantec antivirus already enabled and installed and enabled. Now it's a new file, right? Whenever antivirus will come to know new file came on the desktop, it will start scanning the file. That kind of scanning is called as real-time scanning. This kind of scanning called as real-time scanning. Real-time scan, sorry, spelling की गलत हो गया. स्पेलिंग गलत है क्या? एक करना है, दो. हाँ, real-time scanning means once you downloaded, kept the file here, it will start scanning. Get it, mind? And check based on the signature and based on the behavior. It will check, and based on that, it will take action. What action will take will also understand that, right? So it will check when you download new file. It's not something that it will start scanning all the files that are there in the system. No, a real-time scan means any new file will come, it will scan, right? And try to match the signature and behavior of the file, right? If signature matches, means you will understand it's a malicious website. Does not match, means it's clean. Get it? Understand? So that is the real-time scan. Another is called as manual scan, or also schedule scan. Schedule schedule scan or manual scan or full system scan? Full system. Schedule a manual that we do in schedule and manual means not automatically manually, right? Or scheduling means automatically by schedule time, on which we can do the full system scan. This is a real time scan means particular new file is going to be scanned. Another is full system scan. In that case, whatever file is there in the system will be scanned fully, right? So generally, automatically this full system is real time scan will happen, and this schedule scan or manual scan is for full system scan, right? Full system scan that we can schedule maybe once in a week, once in a 2 weeks. Get in mind that we can schedule because only new files are being scanned on the real time. The old file is not being scanned. Then right? My question from you is, whenever any new files comes to your laptop, desktop, or server, it is being scanned with the antivirus. Already being means if you have 100 file on your laptop, slowly you have downloaded 100 file. All 100 files are already being scanned by the antivirus on the real-time scan. But we always also do the full system scan by scheduling the scan maybe once in a week, twice, once in a 15 days, or once in a month. We run this schedule scan. Again, we scan all the files. Why do we need to do that? Because all the files which came to your systems are already being scanned with real-time scan. Then why in every 7 days or every 15 days you are running full system scan? Not is something that you are running. You have to run. It's a compliance process from the government that you have to run the full system scan. Get it? So why do we need to run this scan? Because these files are already scanned with the antivirus, right? Previously. Why do we need to scan again?
Because some of them might start their effect from the BIOS when you restart the computer. They might be hiding.
Bhaiya, huh?
To validate older versions, or might be, there might be chances of compromising older version of the files.
Older version of file.
In case some replica file get not scanned after
no, all has been scanned. All has been scanned. I'm saying all has been scanned already. All has been
some
scanned.
file maybe legitimate today, but tomorrow it may be a non-legitimate file. So at that time, the real-time scanning will help us.
Because I think because semantic updates every second, new viruses and updates, so you have to be doing it.
That is the correct answer. That is the correct answer. See what happens is, yesterday I downloaded the file, right? When I down, maybe it's a zero day malware, 0-day attack, right? Means signature has not been created by Symantec or any device. Yes or no? So right now the file actually it's a malware. I just downloaded the file. Actually, it is a malware, but my antivirus does not have signature detected. Means my antivirus signature says that it's not a malware because antivirus signature is not updated. Because antivirus company Symantec also was not aware about that malware, and they have not updated the signature, resulting it's a malware. It's a malicious file, but still Symantec is showing us clean and has not taken any action. Okay, I mean, some other companies also, let's say, got this and it's a malware that they install and something happened, they report it, or the research team has done the research, came to new malware has came, right? Then once they will found a new malware, they will create a signature. So yesterday when you download, it was not a malware, but now today they will update the antivirus signature. It's a malware now, but by default antivirus will do the real-time scan only. The yesterday file, it was an old file for antivirus. It will not scan automatically. Yes or no? Malware is still there, but it's not being detected because it is not scanning the file, right? So that's the reason. Again, you scan the whole system in 7 days with the latest signature. So the malware is still there. Latest, it will scan against the latest signature, and maybe it will capture. Definitely, it will capture. Look at the signature now. This time it will capture and take the action. Got in mind? That's the reason we have to run the full system scan time to time along with the real-time scan, because yesterday signature was not there. Maybe today or day after tomorrow, signature will launch, and that time you can scan the machine and detect the malware or any malicious software, any viruses. That's the reason along with the real-time scan, we also do the manual scan by full system scan by scheduling or manually. You can schedule automatically. We have thousands of computers, right? We could not do manually all the computer. There is an option to schedule the scan, right? So once in a week, once in a 2 weeks. This is the work of antivirus team, right? Who come and check and schedule, who run the scan, and is maybe scan failed, so they will run the manual scan, right? That is the work of antivirus team, right? Understand? Real-time scan and full system scan. How full system scan is done by scheduling the scheduling the scan once in a week or maybe once in a 2 weeks, once in a month, depending on company to company. Understand? Everybody is on the same page, right? Now let's understand. So it will detect particular file is virus or not based on the signature which is updated to the cloud and based on the behavior of the file, right? Any file has been downloaded, now trying to replicate itself, maybe it's a virus. Maybe trying to connect outside, it's symptoms of Trojan. Yes or no? So based on this is the behavior of the file, right? So based on behavior of the file, also antivirus may understand it can be a virus, it can be a Trojan, or it can be a malicious, any malicious file or software. Based on signature, a typical standard antivirus will capture based on the signature and based on the behavior of the files, right? Now let's understand when antivirus detect a malware or any malicious file or software, what action it will take.
It quarantines or based on defined policy, it either take the quarantine action.
Okay.
Or the delete the file.
Let's say this is the file. This is the file. This is the file which is infected file. Which is infected. This is not software, but this is infected file. Right? Now antivirus will scan and come to this file infected with virus. Right? In that case, antivirus will try to clean the file. Right? Then antivirus action is cleaned. Once antivirus will clean the file, it will cleaned, right? This file was actually your real file, but it was infected with virus. So antivirus will remove the virus and keep that particular file. The antivirus action will be clean, means cleaning option. First action is clean option, right? Second is, let's say it's a software, malicious software. The file itself is a set of file, means malicious software. Antivirus sure it's the malicious software. In that case, it will clean. In that case, it will delete the file. First is clean option. Another is delete. When antivirus is sure 100% is the malware malicious software, it will delete particular file. Sometime possibly antivirus is not 100% sure it's a virus or malware, right? But let's say 75% sure it's a malware, but 25% it's unsure. It may be the important file or important application, right? It cannot go ahead and delete the file or delete the application. Yes or no? May possible, let's say important, because antivirus is not 100% sure. Yes or no? Antivirus is not 100% sure that's completed. Otherwise, it would have deleted, right? But it's not sure whether file is actually an virus or malware. In that case, it cannot delete that. In that case, it will take the action as that you guys have mentioned. What action? Quarantine. Now everybody knows the meaning of quarantine. Before COVID, I used to explain then what is the meaning of quarantine, right? Now everybody knows that what is the meaning of quarantine. What is the meaning of quarantine?
Isolate.
कमरे में बंद होना, कमरे में बंद होना, लॉक करना अपने आप को.
Keeping ideal.
Isolation,
right? Means you will keep yourself isolated. Means your quarantine means you will be isolated. Means nobody can come and meet you, and you cannot also go out. Yes or no? You'll have restrictions. That is called isolation, right? You know what happens whenever you download, you know, right? Whenever you download any application, by default, it gets installed under C drive. Yes or no? Under C drive by default. You have the option to install some other drive also, but by default, it takes C drive. Under that particular software, folder will be created. Yes or no? If you're downloading any software, InstaMojo folder will be created, right? Similarly, once you done Symantec, under C drive, Symantec folder will be created. Under Symantec folder or any antivirus folder, you will see one folder, quarantine folder, right? It creates that folder. It's an isolated folder. The quarantine folder will be isolated folder. Yes or no? So what happens is, if Symantec capture that antivirus, particularly can be malware, 70% sure malware, 20% not sure. In that case, it cannot go ahead and delete the file. It can be an important file. In that case, it will move that particular file. Let's say particular file was on desktop, right? It will move from particular file from desktop to the quarantine folder. It will not delete it immediately, but it will move your file from desktop or whatever, whichever path it detected. It will move from that particular path, that particular location to the quarantine folder. Get it? It is not deleted, but it is just moved to the quarantine, so that in case the malware, there won't be any infection, because particular folder is quarantine isolated folder. If it is a malware, it cannot connect outside, it cannot infect. Get it? Yes or no? Then what is the reason why it has not deleted? Why it has quarantine? What is the meaning? Because anyways, quarantine means you cannot access that file, right? So why it has been quarantined? What is the the advantage of doing quarantine? Why it has not deleted? Why it has quarantined?
It is suspected file, but not confirmed.
So anyways, user will not be able to access quarantine folder. By default, access is disabled for the user, right? User cannot access the file from the quarantine. So why it quarantined? Why it has not deleted? Or what is the use of quarantine if it has already quarantined? What is use of that?
It required manual action to identify and justify. User interaction is required here.
It may contain important files.
Not to infect the other devices.
But it would have deleted then.
Have some business justification also.
Okay, some people have some idea. So why quarantine is very possible that is the important file of user file. It has been deleted. That means the business document is gone. In that case, antivirus will quarantine the file, means which isolate the file, right? So you'll get the notification also. Once antivirus delete the file, you get the notification right on the desktop. Particular file has been quarantined, particular file has been deleted, the virus and deleted, clean or something. So you get the notification right. You had the file on the desktop and it has been no more in the desktop because antivirus has quarantined it. You will come to know. A very important document, right? But you are not, it's no more there. You might contact the service desk team or desktop team saying that यार ये तो business document था, वो तो antivirus ने गायब कर दिया. Antivirus has taken it away, right? So that is my important document, right? In that case, that is the reason it has been quarantined. Yeah, infection भी नहीं हुआ, there should not be infection, as well as it should not be deleted also. Quarantine, right? So now, in case antivirus quarantine, user is not asking. That is the important document. So quarantine has some retention period. Means till some time it will keep the file. That is 7 days. Till 7 days it will keep the file. After that, automatically it will delete it. If user is not reaching out to us and nobody is manually restoring the file, that means it's a virus, it's a malware. It will delete automatically, right? So some days retention period, some days to retrieve that file. Let's say user reach out to desktop team saying that, or service desk team, it means important file. So antivirus team now will will review that file manually. Bhaiya ye bol raha hai, bhaiya important file. This guy is saying this is an important file, right? So let me check whether it is important and it's legitimate or not, right? So now, but how will you check it out? Is Symantec antivirus you install? Symantec is saying it's a malware. 70% sure this is isolated. So how will you verify whether that file is actually the malware or not? In that case, you have multiple sources because Symantec is saying Symantec is also not sure 100%, right? So you have the option, something called as
total
malware, virus total virus total total virus total. So VirusTotal is having around nowadays 65 plus antivirus engine. So once you upload that file, right, you can upload that file on VirusTotal to verify only Symantec is saying it's a virus or any other antivirus, because user is saying it's legitimate file, right? So you can upload the file on the Symantec antivirus, right? And VirusTotal, and check whether what other antivirus is saying. If other antivirus showing a clean, only Symantec is showing it's a legitimate file, user is also showing legitimate. We can whitelist that file and restore that file on user desktop, right? If other system is also saying as it's a malware, right? In that case, we have to delete that file. So we can whitelist. That's the reason quarantine. The option is there. Understand? Now next option is left alone. Left alone means some file where antivirus is unable to clean some files. Maybe it is password protected or something, unable to clean or fail to clean, or antivirus is not sure it's a malware or not, 50%, right? In that case, the antivirus action will be left alone. Left alone means antivirus has not taken any action against the particular file. That file is still present on a desktop particular location, but antivirus has not taken any action. In that case, the action will be left alone. Maybe antivirus is unable to clean or delete that file, or unable to scan that file, but it's a suspected virus or malware. In that case, antivirus action will be left alone. It will be left alone. In that case, malware, maybe if the malware is still present on particular path, it's left alone, right? Antivirus has not taken any action, and that is the only event when we have to take the manual action. In case quarantine is already happening, user is not coming back, you don't have to. These are the operation work of the antivirus, right? Cleaning, deleting, quarantine. User is not coming, you don't have to bother about that. Many viruses come, it will quarantine, delete, and clean it. No need to take any action. But when antivirus detected malware, unable to clean, cleaning failed, unable to delete, right? Or not sure, in that case, it's malware, but it's still present in the system. Yes or no? That means you have to take the action manually. You have to verify it manually. So what will happen is that is the alert we can configure based on the antivirus. We can configure an alert, right? Right? What happens? Each and every digital devices which are connected to your enterprise network, company network, bigger company network, are recording the activity in the form of logs. Whatever happened, firewall is connected. Firewall has some connection coming hitting to the firewall. Firewall will record the activity from where the traffic has come, source IP, destination IP, firewall allowed or disallowed, how much how much data has been transferred and received, right? Similarly, each and every devices, whatever activities are happening, they will record in the form of logs. Antivirus has found some file, cleaned it, cleaning option, and which system, who has logged in a particular system, everything will record in the form of logs. Logs is nothing but the evidence, right? History, what happened? Yes or no? You want to check forensics? भैया हिंदी में लोग डायलॉग बोलते हैं कि जो है कितना भी सातिर तो कितना भी सातिर हो, कोई ना कोई सुराग जरूर छोड़ जाता है. यस और नो? हिंदी में. सो कोई ना कोई, मतलब सातिर कौन चोर नहीं बोलता, कुछ और बोलता है. कितना भी सातिर हो, सब बोलता है ना, कोई ना कोई सुराग जरूर छोड़ के जाता है. अपराधी, हाँ, अपराधी कितना भी सातिर हो, कोई ना कोई सुराग जरूर छोड़ के जाता है, राइट? Just a joke. So what I'm telling is like similarly in the digital devices also, whatever activity happened, right? Somebody has logged in, somebody had transferred the file, somebody had downloaded something, somebody has this device had itself has done something, so device restarted, shut down device, somebody has done some configuration changes, right? Everything is being recorded in the form of logs. Logs are nothing but the evidence. At what time activity happened, who has done it, everything will be recorded. So if you want to see somebody who has done the changes, you can log in and check the logs and check it out, what activity happened, who has done the changes, what device has done, device has cleaned, delete, quarantine, everything will be recorded in the form of logs, right? So this logs is very important. When antivirus scan and action is left alone, this particular event, logs means event. Event means what happened, right? So this particular event is very important, right? So when antivirus, let's say for example, for scanning activity, which device, what is the device IP which has been scanned? Keep in mind, which user has logged in currently on particular device? A particular file has been quarantined, deleted, or cleaned. What is the location of the particular file? Under C drive, under user, under desktop folder. What is the file name? Everything will be captured. Keep in mind. And what action antivirus has taken is left alone, that also captured in the logs, right? When antivirus generates this action, when action is left alone, that particular log will configure as an alert on the SIEM, because we should come to know, right? Other log we are not care about much, but in this case we have to take the manual action. We'll configure this particular logs as an alert. The bhaiya, you should inform us, antivirus, whenever antivirus make any file left alone, scan and do not take any action. In that case, we should come to know, so that we can verify ourselves. Antivirus has not taken, means malware is still there, and it may in fact take the action, right? Before it does that, we should take the action ourselves. We get the alert, then in that case, we have to verify whether it's a malware or not manually. In that case, human intervention is required. And that is the most important alert that we get from antivirus, where we have to take the action. Remind, now we'll verify what is the file, what is the path name, what is the file name, right? Then we may scan. Then in that case, because antivirus, your semantic endpoint is not sure malware or not, right? Then may be possible that you can install Malwarebyte. One more antivirus is there, Malwarebyte. So Malwarebyte is having 30+ antivirus engine, right? You may scan the machine from Malwarebyte to check whether semantic is confused or not able to clean. If Malwarebyte is able to detect it, right? In that case, we can assign the case to desktop team and ask this, because we will not have access to this desktop, right? And again, we are not from desktop team that, okay, let me scan the system from Malwarebyte, right? So local desktop team who are the location, right? We can ask them to install the Malwarebyte on the system and scan from Malwarebyte. Maybe Malwarebyte, any of the antivirus engine may detect it and can delete it, right? We'll ask Malwarebyte desktop team to scan the system from Malwarebyte and share the scanning logs. Once it will scan and share the scan logs, in a scan log, we can check that whether a particular file is detected or not, and what action has been taken, whether deleted, quarantine, what action has been taken, or it has been cleaned. So based on that, he will share the log. We'll come to know, okay, it's a legitimate file, or it was a malware, it will be deleted by the antivirus, Malwarebyte. Get a mind? Understand? So that is what the action is left alone. This is the incident. This is an security incident, because we have to take the action in that case. Get a mind? While the antivirus captures left alone. Anybody have any confusion on this? Any confusion? Any question?
Sir?
Yes.
Yeah, like you said that the file should be checked in the virus total. Like virus total is open source. So
it's open source, web-based. It's a web-based.
Yeah, but if the file is very confidential for the company purpose, so the attacker will also have the access on the virus total, right? If it is open source.
So yeah, how attacker is having access?
Means it is a virus total is a open source, right, sir?
Right.
So
so that is. See, first of all, see particular the file that you are referring, right? He's saying that may be possible that a particular file that you are accessing, right? You want to, in that case, if you see that particular file is a malicious, but you want to, that can be right question that can be asked during the interview also, that because your virus total is third-party software, right? It's an open source available on the internet. So if you're uploading the file, maybe file is very critical, sensitive, that you are uploading to check whether it's virus or not. Bear in mind. So it is not safe, because attacker will not have access of data which you have loaded on the virus total, right? But maybe virus total itself, company itself, can misuse your document. Yes or no? We don't have any partnership. We have not signed any NDA kind of agreement. Then it's a non-disclosure agreement. That's a correct question, valid question. You guys are getting my point? What I'm saying, what he has said. He's saying that you are uploading the document to verify whether virus or not. But that particular document can be your sensitive document. If it is not sensitive, you know that you can upload it, right? But when you see this proprietary document, critical document, it's not go out of the company, right? So how you can upload on a VirusTotal, because what third party application, attacker may not misuse, but maybe VirusTotal company itself may misuse. Yes or no? That is very good. In that case, you have to analyze yourself, not by the third party tool. You have to analyze yourself whether particular file is malware or not. That is called as malware analysis. Get it? That's the reason some these kind of companies do their own analysis, malware analysis, right? The ways you can check the hash value of the file, and instead of uploading full file on the VirusTotal, you can extract the hash value like /256 or MD5 and then put on the VirusTotal. Then check whether this particular, I'll tell you in the later part, you might not be understanding on the VirusTotal. So you might not be understanding about the hash value and all. I'll be explaining in the later part once when we talk about the malware analysis, right? So in that case, we can analyze ourselves and check particular file is, malware or not. So first of all, first decision is whenever any file found on the system, right? Antivirus has left alone, not taken any action, right? It is there in the user system. First of all, you ask user himself, user only, you ask that where this file we have found on desktop, right? From where you have downloaded. To understand the source of that particular malware, and to understand it's malware or not, what user is saying. User said that I don't know. It's not my file. Means user is not aware. Means it's definitely not an important file. What do you mean? Somewhere it was downloaded, some software was downloaded, it got downloaded. Means user is not aware, right? In that case, so if you want to do the further investigation, you can do that. Otherwise, you go ahead and delete that file. Scan from Malwarebytes and delete that file. You can do that. What do you mean? But sometimes it is important file, or you want to investigate further, then you can do the malware analysis further to dig down. There's a full investigation. I'll be explaining on one of the topic, ransomware, malware, how to investigate further, how to check from where the malware has came, right? Which all user have received the malware, search, and then we have to investigate and take the action. Because how the malware has come, if such machine is infected, when might possible that some other, let's say some email has came, or some web has came, website has came, which all user have access to the website, same website, and must have downloaded malware, or which have, or the malware came with which email, what is the subject line, what is the attachment name. You search on your SIM, who all user have received the same email. They might have downloaded it, or they might have opened it also, machine got infected also, right? So you have the whole investigation, I'll be explaining in the later part. Get in mind. However, to answer that question, that you cannot upload the proprietary data or the VirusTotal, then in that case you have to do the malware analysis yourself. Analyze malware, maybe based on the hash file also, hash value, you check it out with same hash value. If any, you can enter on the VirusTotal. I'll tell you in the later part what is hash value. So if any matching, if based on the hash value also, VirusTotal can detect whether a particular file is involved, it's a malware or not, or it's a clean based on hash value. Without uploading the file also, based on the hash value also, you can find it out, right? Then further investigation, you can check out the string. If malware got installed, we are trying to connect. What is the IP address of the command center or URL? That is also you can extract, but it's actually a malware. That comes under the malware analysis. Got it? Got your answer?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So need not to upload in the VirusTotal also. If you think that, you can do the analysis yourself, extract the hash value, extract the screen, and check it out. It's a valid question, because somebody asked me last time also. Somebody asked, like they got this kind of question. Somebody asked them to how you do that, because important communication. This is the second time that I had this question. I just give me a moment, okay? I'll just come. हाँ करेक्ट, मैंने भी कल न्यूज देखा। ओटीपी नहीं देखो, हाँ तो उसने क्या किया वो समझना पड़ेगा उसको, उसने किया क्या है एक्चुअली, उसने किया कि बिना ओटीपी के कैसे हो गया, मिस कॉल से कैसे उसने किया कि ओटीपी उसने डेट कर लिया, या हो सकता है कोई एप्लीकेशन इंस्टॉल कर लिया हो उसने, है ना, लाइक सी देयर आर एप्लीकेशंस कॉल एज लाइक दिस वन, लाइक कौन सा एप्लीकेशन बोलते हैं उसको यार, अरे वो उसको लर्न कर लेता है आपका, क्या आया क्या गया, अरे वो की लॉगर काइंड ऑफ एप्लीकेशन, what you are entering, right, everything can be learned and send the snapshot to the attacker, anybody. If I install a keylogger on your system, right, you're entering website, you're entering credentials, everything can be learned and can be taken the screenshot and sent to the attacker, right. Keylogger, very possible that she might have downloaded some kind of application from third-party site, right, and those application has given access. He has given access to your message. That's the reason whenever you install any software which are very well known, especially Android is secure because it does not give permission by default, any permission to any software. You have to give the permission. And Android is secure than Windows. Why? Because you have to give the permission, right? But many people do not understand the permission, right? They install some software, they do not know what is the software about, any application, they install it and given all the permission, right? Maybe it has given the permission to learn your message, what inbox, message box also. Very possible that OTP come, he has not shared the OTP, but the application has learned the OTP, captured the OTP and sent it to the attacker. Because bank is not going to allow transaction without OTP, means attacker must have received the OTP. Yes or no? Whatever they have done. मोबाइल पे आया होगा ना, ओटीपी आया ही नहीं, इसमें आया ही, इसलिए तो पूरा न्यूज़ में है कि बिना ओटीपी के भी बोल रहा है। ओटीपी कैसे हो, फिर वो बैंक से चेक करना पड़ेगा कि ओटीपी कैसे हो गया। हाँ 48 लाख रुपए, अच्छा 4 लाख ऐसे करके 48 की 50 लाख। हाँ ये तो अच्छा, सुबह से 10 मैच फोन आया उसने उठाया नहीं, लेकिन ये तो क्वेश्चन बैंक को भी गया होगा, दे माइट डू द इन्वेस्टिगेशन, दे विल कम टू नो कैसे हो गया ये, मतलब सी विदाउट ओटीपी आई पता नहीं कौन सा बैंक है जो विदाउट ओटीपी की क्या ओटीपी आता है, बैंक आता है ओटीपी।
सर वो सिम स्विच था सर, एक्चुअल में जो सिम था ना वो डुप्लीकेट होकर के जो डुप्लीकेट सिम था उसमें इन दैट ओटीपी हैज बीन ट्रांसफर्ड एंड बाय वर्चुअल ऑफ दैट ओनली that money has been transferred 50 lakh rupees, that's all, in Delhi.
Sure. Without OTP they are not allowing, right? So वो पूरा इसमें रिसर्च करना पड़ेगा केस हुआ क्या है, means how the attacker got the OTP.
सर वो सिम एक्सचेंज का केस था, तो सेम नंबर का सिम दूसरे ने निकाल लिया था और उस पे ओटीपी आया।
ऐसा कैसे हो जाए, एक नंबर चालू है और दूसरे नंबर का उसी नंबर का सिम दूसरे में
सर हो जाता है, अगर मान लीजिए कि वोडाफोन का सिम है, सिम स्पूफिंग, यस सर। सर मान लीजिए आपके पास वोडाफोन का सिम है और कोई वोडाफोन का एम्प्लॉय है जो कि अगर अटैकर से मिला हुआ है तो वो आपके नंबर को बंद करके सेम टाइम पे 24 घंटे के लिए नया सिम अलाउ कर देगा दूसरे पर्सन को।
और 24 घंटे से कम कोई हो सकता हो खाए, नहीं तो मैसेज तो आया ना उसको।
हाँ तो सर वो उस बंदे के पास गया जिसने नया सिम लिया हुआ है,
मतलब मिली भगत कुछ ना कुछ होगी। हाँ हाँ हाँ, बिना बंद किए नया सिम कैसे मिलेगा? तो वो पूरा अंडरस्टैंड करना पड़ेगा. दिस केस वी हैव टू लर्न अबाउट.
सर अगर आपके एरिया में वोडाफोन का सिग्नल अगर अदर कस्टमर को मिल रहा है, आपको नहीं मिल रहा है, तो मतलब किसी ने आपका सिम जो है वो क्लोज करके दूसरे को अलाउ कर दिया है कुछ देर के लिए.
But that is not always. It may be possible. It may be possible,
Yes.
not always.
Yes, sir.
You should not worry about that. Your system is, your mobile is not getting signal, means your system is hijacked. Somebody else is not always, but it may be the case. If somebody has done it, it may be the case that you will not get the signal, right? But exact case तो पहले देखना पड़ेगा क्या हुआ है and how it happened, right? SIM बंद हुआ था क्या नहीं? Nobody knows as of now, right? SIM बंद हुआ, SIM working, right? जब SIM बंद नहीं हुआ तो कैसे हुआ? हाँ, कॉल आ रहा था कैसे हुआ? फिर पूरा केस में रिसर्च करना पड़ेगा इसमें. एनीवेज, कोई किसी को आइडिया हो तो बताना बाद में क्या हुआ था. Once you get the full report, that is a very hot case. I believe that they will share all the investigation that they have done.
Sir, in PC there is a default Windows Defender is there. So what is the work of it?
Default, yeah, Defender is there. Defender is another antivirus default Defender, but generally we are not trusting on that. Get in mind, something which is free, which is default, which is free, you don't have to pay much.
Sir,
right?
your voice is not audible. Hello.
Let me check. Hey, audible here. It's audible, right?
Audible. You are audible. Yeah.
It should be audible. I've not changed anything. So I was telling a Defender means something we get free, right? Something we get free. That means it does not have.
Sir, your voice is not audible, sir.
Hello, my voice is not audible.
It is audible.
It is audible. It's only for you, I think. Your speaker is not working properly, it seems. So what I was telling, Defender you have, right? Similar like something which is coming for free, right? Without paying the extra cost. Of course, भैया जब पैसा देते हो तभी ज्यादा फीचर्स मिलते हैं, and you will have the something which is very good. Get in mind? So that is the reason Defender you also have, and still we are maybe we are disabling the Defender, we are installing the other antivirus. So Defender is a kind of antivirus only. Now there is one more device in the network that we call as IPS IDS. In the network there was one more layer of security device that we call as IPS or I'll give the brief explanation about the IPS IDS, because this is the device that you will see on your network. This is the last device that we are going to talk about in basic discussion. That is the last device. People who are already working in the networking, now you can relax. I'm not going to take any more time, any more days to discuss these basic things. But those concepts are very important for the people who are new in this technology, right? So now you have one more tool that is called as IPS IDS, right? IPS IDS works on the layer number 3, layer number 4, as well as layer number 6, 7, means application layer. It works on the layer number 3, layer number 4, as well as layer number 7, means it can see the network traffic also, as well as application traffic also, means it has the visibility on the header also, as well as on the data part also. So it can capture the network based attack as well as the application layer of attacks. Application layer have cross-site scripting, DDoS, SQL injection attack, bash vulnerability attack, right? So many application layer of attack also can be captured by the IPS ID. IPS ID is a single device. Again, it works on the basis of signature, IPS or IDS. IPS IDS work based on signature, right? So it has the network access also, and very good tool, right? It have both access, data also and header also, right? Based on that, it will block or allow that based on signature. So now some company even they do not deploy the WAF if they have IPS ID, because IPS IDs again have the network layer of access also, means header also and data also, right? So they may not deploy the WAF also. Without WAF also, they can directly go with the some company who are bringing that critical, they may have, because not all the application, because it's having header also and data also, and still they will deploy the WAF also for more layer of security control, right? But some company may know it's not mandatory. It's very critical. Then you can deploy WAF also and IPS IDS also, because IPS IDS from application perspective does not have all the features which WAF is having. Get in mind. So, but it has the visibility on the application as well as network and transport layer of information, right? So whenever any particular connection is coming in, if you see the malicious, then IPS will take the action based on the header and data it can most investigate. So what will happen is IPS IDS, IPS stand for
intrusion prevention system.
Prevention system, and IDS stand for intrusion
detection
system, right? Let me talk about what is the difference between the IPS and IDS. This is a frequently asked question. What is the difference between the IPS and IDS, right? IPS and IDS both are one device only, right? You have option to enable to make as a IPS or to make as a IDS. Single device, two modes, IPS mode as well as IDS mode. It's up to you which mode you want to enable, right? IPS mode means by default IDS, you can see name intrusion prevention system and intrusion detection system. One will prevent the intrusion event, means some attack is happening, it will prevent, means block. Prevent means block, right? Intrusion detection system means some attack is coming, it will observe it's an attack, it will detect and send you alert. It will not block it, means it will not prevent, it will only detect, right? So whenever any kind of malicious activity happen, if you deploy an IPS mode, IPS will take the action and block the traffic, block the connection. While if you deploy on the IDS mode, it will only send you an alert, it will not block it. That is the IDS mode. Alert will be sent for IPS also, will send alert whenever any connection is coming, it is malicious, it will block and send an alert, right? While IDS, it will only observe its malicious traffic, it will not block it, but it will send an alert, and manually you have to investigate and you have to take the action. So IPS and IDS both are same device. It's a different mode that you have IPS mode and IDS mode. If you have deploy the IPS on this device in the IPS mode, if any malicious connection coming in, IPS will block the traffic and then send an alert. It will prevent, take the action itself. While if you deploy on the IDS mode, it will detect and send an alert. It will not take the action. It will just on observation mode. It will just observe and not block it. It will still allow, but it will send the notification alert. And manually you have to investigate whether it's a malicious or not. If it's malicious, you can block on IPS as well as you can block on the firewall also. Get in mind? So majority of the time, 95% the deployment of these devices will be on the IDS mode instead of IPS. Because what happens, this device generates a lot of false positives. 100% fine tuning is difficult in this IPS device, right? A lot of false positives will generate. Some vendor traffic will come, it's a cross-site scripting. It's a DDoS attack. It's a DOS attack. It's a vulnerability. It's a best vulnerability attack, right? It's a cross-site discriminatory attack, right? Once you investigate, you come to know the traffic is from vendor, it's a legitimate source, right? Generate a lot of alert. Those are false positive. Means it's saying it's an attack, but when you study, you come to know it's not an attack. It's a legitimate activity, right? So if you enable an IPS mode, all activity will be blocked. Yes or no? Your business will be blocked. That's the reason majority of the company will deploy this tool on the IDS tool instead of IPS, so that whenever any malicious connection will be detected, malicious attack, malicious traffic will be detected, it will send an alert. Then you investigate. People investigate themselves whether it's a malicious activity or not. Based on that, they will take the action, right? Majority of the deployment are on IDS mode. Some company even who are deploying on the IPS mode also, but initially they will deploy IDS mode. That is called a learning mode for them now. They will learn what kind of traffic is coming, what is suspicious. If any time legitimate traffic is coming in, triggering, firing an alert, then they will do some modification, they will do fine tuning, so that next time it will not trigger an alert. Get in mind? So once your IDS learn fully, then they will deploy it to the IPS mode so that it will not block the legitimate traffic. Get in mind? But still majority of the deployment will be on IDS mode instead of IPS, because instead of security does not mean that we secure the network and most of the business are being blocked. Yes or no? Winning the war does not make any sense if most of your people has been died, killed. Yes or no? So we have to keep running business also, and we have to secure also. So IDS is the good option. You got an alert, you investigate. Instead of blocking the business traffic, right? Otherwise, you fine tune your IDS before you deploy it to the IPS mode. Arun Reddy.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Is it work like firewall?
Firewall, because it has a layer 3 and layer 4 information also, means it can detect the layer 3, layer 4, information also, as well as application layer of information also, right? But it does not work on the firewall. Whenever any connection hit in the firewall, right? Firewall record each and every activities and generate a log. While IPS only when that as a suspicious property, then only it will generate that alert. Right? While firewall generate all the activities. Get it? But there will be some rules based on that IPS will work. So IPS is different than firewall. Generally,
then, sir, can firewall
yes.
Then firewall can work as an IPS and IDS or not?
Firewall can see. Now you should know that firewall is different and IPS is different. Get in mind, firewall is different, IPS IDS is different device. However, next generation firewall. So I should not say that firewall can work in IPS. But yeah, IPS is different technology and firewall is different technology. They work on different way. But nowadays, next generation firewall comes, which are having IPS IDS feature also, and firewall feature also, VPN feature also, and network antivirus feature also, and proxy feature also. Get in mind? So now you consider firewall as IP, but that is a wrong explanation, right? The particular device may have this feature, firewall also and IPS also, but technology are different. Get in mind? Yes or no?
Sir, can we
Can
we enable IPS IDS together in one device?
Together why? See, IPS again is an IDS only, because when IPS block anything, it will again trigger an alert. Yes or no?
Okay.
Whenever IPS block anything, anyways, it going to send the alert also. And IDS only send alert. It does not take any block it and just send an alert, right? So IPS you can say is including IDS. IPS itself, because it's detecting also and taking the action, both. While IDS only detect and send an alert, not taking action. Did I mind?
Sir.
1 minute, just hold on 1 minute. You guys is calling a lot of time. Hello?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes, please go ahead. I got a call actually.
Sir, then IDS and firewall both are installed in the particular organization at the same time?
Same time means? See,
means both are installed. This IDS is work behind the firewall or before the firewall?
Generally, usually you should deploy on the before the firewall. Also, you can deploy recommended places behind the firewall, because firewall will filter each and every traffic, right? Instead of giving load, because instead of giving load on the IPS, right? better you deploy the firewall, because firewall will filter out each and every one and drop it out unnecessarily connection, right? Otherwise, if you deploy IPS or IDS here, lot of alert will generate, lot of alert. But your firewall का तो काम है deny करना. Let firewall deny and filter out traffic first. Then filter traffic will go to the IPS. Then IPS or IDS generate few alerts. If firewall IPS before came, right, it will generate lot of alert. This alert, this alert, this alert, this alert. Yes or no? So instead of, because firewall is not generating any alert, it generates just event. Deny, it will not generate any alert. It just event will generate, right? So firewall just deploy before, and then behind, after filtering traffic through firewall, filter traffic will go to the IPS. Then IPS will generate the lesser number of alerts. The recommended placement is this: first firewall, behind the firewall you should have the IPS IDs. However, it's your company. Sometime people may deploy before also. Okay.
Okay,
guys,
sir,
so
but
yes.
one more question, sir. As firewall works on IP addresses and policies, right?
IP address, port number, and protocol.
Means a firewall. Firewall works on IP addresses and some policies.
Policy means port number, protocol.
Yes, port number and protocol.
And as well as you can create the manual rule, manual policy rule.
Okay. Then, sir, IDS is work on means malicious and
signature as well as
like
it's based on signature, as well as you can create any customized rule also. Customized policies also you can create on the IPS.
Okay. But the action part is different, sir. A firewall works on IP addresses, and IDS is work on a Trojan and Trojan part malware malicious.
Because see, IPS is having access on the layer number 7 also, right? That means not based on IP or port number it will work. It can also know what is there on the data packet. That's the reason application layer of cross-site scripting alert, which are the part of application layer data, right? Cross-site scripting, application alert, right? That is the reason IPS ID is also firing the application layer of alert also. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Anybody else any question? Okay. Okay, so now you understand that these are the typical. So I have explained you few devices which are very popular in the enterprise network, right? Any company you join, right, you will see these devices we deploy in the enterprise network, right? We understand that majority of the device that we discuss here, you see, understand that these devices detect the suspicious activities based on the predefined signature. Yes or no? Yes or no? So there might be possible that there are attacks we call a 0-day attack. What is 0-day attack? 0-day attack. There might be possible that there is a 0-day attack in your company. 0 attack is the attack when none of your security devices are having signature to detect it. Yes or no? Some attacks came, firewall does not, that a particular IP is not malicious in firewall. IPS does not know, email gateway does not know, antivirus does not work. No device had detected it, and resulting successfully compromise will happen. Yes or no? That kind of attack is called a 0-day attack. You can say that you have all the devices deployed, but still you are prone to be compromised by the 0 attack. Maybe there will be a scenario when none of your security devices are having signature to detect particular malicious activity. That kind of attack is called a 0-day attack. So 0-day attack is attack when none of your security devices are having signature to detect it. You can write on the copy. Sometime it asks in the interview. What is 0-day attack? So में आया ना, what is 0-day attack? So 0-day attack is an attack 0 day attack, 0 day मतलब अभी के अभी नया, 0 day मतलब अभी अभी बनाया अटैक करने, सो पता ही नहीं चला किसी डिवाइस को. No device knows that, right? And no device vendor have the signature. Yes or no? Because it has been developed. So these device will think that it has been developed now. So that's why we do not know. That's why we call it 0 day. So 0 day attack is an attack when none of the devices on your network has the signature to detect it. That is called as 0 day attack. Yes or no? Understand? So now you understand, right? No company is secure with 0 day. Attackers are very smart, right? So in case of 0 day attack will come, none of the device will be able to detect it, resulting successfully compromise will happen. Get in mind? Now you know each and every device is on your, which is a part of your digital network. This network is called a digital network, right? Digital network. Each and every devices on your digital network record the activities in the form of logs, right? Whatever activity happened, who has logged in, who has logged out, what connection came in, what connection gone out, each and every activity will be recorded in the form of logs, right? So in case you come to know through some firewall logs, or you come to know some kind of attack is happening right now, some kind of attack is, one is being targeted, our host is being targeted, some kind of attack is happening, right? Now, in order to collect more information, who is the attacker, what kind of activity he is doing, what activity happened, right? You have to check it out. How will you check? How will you check? Based on the logs. What activity happening right now, what activity happening, who is the attacker, from where connection is coming in. Everything will check based on the logs only. Because whenever any activity happen, these devices will generate the logs. Yes or no? All these devices will generate the logs. To understand what kind of activity happening, you have to log in on each and every these devices. To understand more about the activity, you have to check the logs, you have to log in and check the logs. Yes or no? Then only will come to know what activity happened, what attacker is doing, or what is happened. Get on mind or not? Means you have to check the logs. Based on that only will come to know. Yes or no? भैया चोर आता तो दिखता है बाहर से, but attacker, cyber criminal, you cannot see, are not visually present, right? Cyber criminals on the wire, right? It's happening on the wire only, right? आपको wire काला ही दिखेगा. Wire color will not change. The attack happen, wire color will, cable color will get red. You come to attack is happening. The cyber criminals are not visible. Those does not exist physically. Means when attack is happening, those are activities, not something that criminal will come and you can see the criminal. So is criminal coming, let me hit. All are happening through cables, and through cables you cannot identify what activity is happening. Somebody is there, gone inside, outside, everything is same physically. Nothing has been changed physically. Yes or no? That's the reason cyber security is much more critical than physical security. Physical security, actually we can see who is coming, who is going, what he is carrying out. Jeep check करवाओ, jeep check करवाओ, back check करो, jeep check करो. We can see that, right? But in the digital security, they are not physically, we appeared, right? We cannot see them physically, what is coming in. So in order to identify what is happening, you have to log in on each and every device, because each and every device will record the activity in the form of logs. So we have to log in on each and every devices to see what kind of activities are happening right now. Different device will record different activity based on what level of access they have. Like a router will record only source IP, destination IP. Fire will record what is source IP, what is destination IP, what is source port, destination port, and protocol. Yeah, Get your mind? So based on the type of devices they will read. So in order to collect and consolidate all the information, you may have to log in each and every devices to see what exactly happening. Yes or no? And these devices generate millions of logs. Per day, this firewall, this router, these IPS IDS devices generate millions of logs? Yes or no? And those logs are also not easily understandable format. Like it will have a log file like this, right? Like notepad kind of file, right? Now one log is started from here, ended here. Another log is started from here to here. Another log here to here, here to here. Like raw logs. Those are not easily readable format. Raw material, right? Yeah. You make veg, right? Vegetable, right? So veg banate ho, jo ghar mein curry banate ho. You have raw materials, right? By seeing the raw material, you cannot understand what is going to be, prepared, right? Once you see the, the curry, you can see that, okay, it's very tasty. Similarly, so if raw format is there, you cannot understand what is this. Similarly, the logs are on the raw logs. Raw logs means it's not capturing proper information so that you can understand, okay, this is source IP, this is the destination IP, the source port, destination port, because every devices are having their own way to record the activities, right? And if you're the expert in the firewall, maybe you have the habit already to go to the firewall logs, you may understand. Yes or no? But not everybody understand. Here we have to check different security devices logs. Right? It's not easily understandable. And these devices generate millions of logs going through various logs which are not properly formatted. Okay, 1 log, 2 log, 3 log, 4 log. No. One log is started from here to here, here to here, here to here, like mass, kind of mass. Analyzing logging on, first of all, you may have to log in on each and every devices to investigate further, to analyze the whole scenario. And again, those devices generate billions of logs, billions of logs. And again, those logs are not readable format, easily readable format. You might be expert on the firewall, but may not be on the IP side, may not be on the Windows, may not be on the switch. Means, bhaiya, attack is happening right now. It will take huge hell lot of time for you to investigate, to understand what is happening. Maybe attacker may done his work in few minutes and gone outside, completed his work, and you are still doing the investigation. Forensics you are doing, historical analysis you are doing, means you are not able to take the active action. You are not able to stop the attacker. Yes or no? You understand, instead of, even though we have deployed a lot of devices, still we have problem. Yes or no? Attackers are very intelligent. They may attack with new IP, with new domain, new mail ID, and resulting our network will be compromised. Your user will end up opening such information and network will compromise. And by understand the activity happening each and every device, logging each and every device, seeing the raw logs, unformatted logs is very, very difficult, right? In this case, we have to introduce one device, central device, that is called as, what we call as SIEM, means SIEM, that we call as SIEM, SIM, security information and event management. Monday onwards we'll wind up the class by sharp 10 o'clock, because till now I'm sharing the recording. Monday onwards recording will not be shared. So sharp 10 o'clock, even though we start late also, but sharp 10 o'clock, committed time, right? We may start late also sometimes, but we'll wind up by 10 o'clock sharp. Okay. So one more device central tool we have to deploy here, that is called a SIM. SIM stand for security information and. Now we'll understand tomorrow we'll understand how SIM is going to help us in this scenario, how we can investigate fast and understand what kind of activity happening, and how we'll be able to take the action faster when we have the SIM solution. How SOC team using the SIM solution to investigate faster, to take the action faster than having this security tools. Get in mind, log in each and every device is taking time, as well as slow down your investigation activities. Attacker may go outside, and you may not be able to take the action actively. How SIM is going to help you in this case? How SIM works, right? We'll understand tomorrow. So tomorrow will be last day for the free class, right? How we'll understand using the SIM solution, we'll understand.
Excuse me,
right?
sir.
And I'll show you I'll show you what kind of lab we have, right? How we can do every activities practically here in the lab. We have world-class lab here. All, once you understand SIEM about SIEM, then we'll have, and you'll get the hands-on on those tools. Practically, it's in-depth training now. This training that we have is personal in-depth. It's a basic training, just knowledge, because you guys are not going to directly work on these tools. The knowledge is important because you'll get the activities logs now on the SIEM from these devices. If you don't understand what is firewall, now you understand, right? Firewall will work on the layer 3, layer 4. Means whenever any connection coming, it will open the header only and check what is source IP, what is destination, what is source port, destination port, and what is the protocol, and allow or disallow. And that is what firewall record on the logs. So now you understand firewall what does and what activity will record. Yes or no? Then once you get the firewall log on the SIEM, you will understand what will be there on the firewall logs. That is why we explain about these devices. Because you are going to get the logs from these devices on the SIEM, you are going to analyze, investigate based on the logs only. If you do not know what is proxy, what is VPN, you understand now people will access from VPN, they will have to enter username, password, then port number, IP address also will be captured. Then whether you successful login or not login, that also will be captured in the VPN logs. Yes or no? Proxy log, what will capture the antivirus logs? That is the motive of covering this last 7 to 8 days, these basics concept. We have not started SIEM. This class is focused based on the SIEM only. SIEM vulnerability assessment also will be covered, but in-depth means SIEM. SOC is the main tool of SOC is SIEM. This is the in-depth training for SIEM, right? Just a basic understanding we have done, and that is enough for us. That is enough to work from SOC person. Right. So tomorrow onwards, we'll start the actual training SIEM. As of now, the topic that we have covered, I'll give you the time to ask the question. Okay. As of now, the topic that we have covered, right? Basic question may be asked from you, not expert level, of course, being part of SIEM. Nobody will ask how you deploy the proxy, how will deploy the antivirus, how will deploy the IPS, IDS. They only know what is proxy, what is antivirus, how it works, what is VPN, what is firewall. These are the questions which can be asked from these topics, not in-depth. Because in-depth question will be coming from SIEM solution, and that will cover in-depth. Get in mind? So free training will end tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the last session for free training. Monday onwards, only people who has enrolled, I'll be sharing on the form, right? As of now, I was sharing the generic link on the group, right? So this weekend, you'll have to fill up the form. People who has enrolled, who has added in the group, our group, paid group, with your WhatsApp number, is a name and email ID, you have to fill out the form. So now that link will be restricted. At a time, you can only join. No, you cannot share that link. If you share the link with anyone, anybody tries to join, you'll be disconnected because it's a personal link. Only one person can join using this. It's an individual link, right? If you share this link also, it can be detected by the tool. So make sure that you do not share the link with anyone. Get it? Because I'll come to know who has shared the link. Because every link will be created based on your name. Get it? So make sure that you fill the form. When I share the form on the weekend after tomorrow training, you fill the form with your first name, last name, as well as important information, your email ID and your WhatsApp number. Because we identify you based on your WhatsApp number only. Okay, we'll cross-verify with our registered people. Based on that, you'll get the link on the email itself. So that only people who are authorized, who are enrolled, they can continue this training. Okay. Yes, you can ask the question now.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in SOC Analyst, only SIEM tools is the panacea to overcome all these log, or some other tools is also under the SOC Analyst, sir?
The main tool is SIEM tool. Apart from that, you might be working on vulnerability management. We understand last class, right? Main tool is SIEM tool. Apart from that, the product-based company, you might be working on some other tool. You might get the access on the firewall also. You might get the EDR also. You might get the access on the antivirus also, right? But main tool to investigate, to do the monitoring is SIEM tool. Okay. Okay. Anybody else? Okay.
So,
hey guys,
this week we are supposed to have classes till Friday, no, sir?
Till? Tomorrow Friday. Also we'll have the class because one day we have taken off already. 4 days in a week is the class. So Monday off I have taken, right? So this class is for 4 days. So ideally it is Monday to Thursday, but since we have already taken the off last Monday, so we'll continue till tomorrow. See guys, I'm also thinking, can we take the class? Because what happens is weekend, are you guys fine? Anyways, next weekend I'll take the class. Next weekend I'll take, because what happens is I have some some work at my home, so I may have to travel for 2-3 days. Not this week, next week. So I'm thinking to, in order to cover this, at weekend everybody has off, right? So 6 to 8 if we can connect weekend. I don't want to make any gap. Get in mind. That's the reason I'm thinking morning I have the 4 hours batch in the weekend batch, right? I cannot connect in the morning and weekend. So I'm planning to 6 to 8 in the evening on the weekends. And also, if possible, if I don't get the headache, then we'll connect all 5 days. All 5 days, Monday to Friday next week. To cover up 1 day. And once we have Saturday, Sunday, in 3 days, and Monday also I'll take, means 4 days. Okay, so we'll see next week. I'll update it next week. Okay, shall we wind up?
Thank you, sir.
Sir, tomorrow onwards lab will start, sir.
Tomorrow, free training also will continue tomorrow. Tomorrow we will introducing SIM, right? I'll show you the lab setup and everything to you. How is the lab setup? And then Monday onwards, means anyways, theoretical session will be tomorrow. And Monday onwards, we'll deep down the SIM architecture.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So guys, thank you for joining. See you tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.